Warning, this is a Scipio rant. All the things that I say are genuinely my opinions, some of which will come out angrily. And I must say, parental discretion is advised because of crude language and humor. But please, understand, this is my take. Believe it as you will. It's not every day on Code America that I channel my inner nerd and Twilight Sparkle you with any kind of definition of anything. But I think it's about time that I redefine one of the greatest understated and under misunderstood differences in all of the entertainment world. The difference between a cartoon and a difference between an anime. Both of them have distinct and different definitions, so both of them need to be redefined because sometimes time changes definition. It's time to go back in the Scipio for a rant about cartoons versus anime and why they're drastically different. Let's do this. So, Webster's Dictionary defines a cartoon as anything animated and hand drawn for the purpose of entertainment. Yeah, that's the right definition, but I think it's time for anime to be redefined. And so, too, the terminology of cartoon. So, first, in this rant, let me get all Twilight Sparkle on your ass and redefine the definition of a cartoon. A cartoon is any hand-driven or computer-animated material made for the purpose of entertainment, often not with often often written very little in the purpose of the background in the world, and often is focused on characters just for their advancement without making a moral stance on the world at large. In other words, a cartoon is something that's not trying to make a statement on the planet at large through expressionism or through any major point. They're just there to make money and entertain you thoroughly. That's all they're there for. They're not there to try to prove a point. They just want your next 30 minutes to be one of the funnest in your life. Plain and simple, gentlemen. Cartoons like Regular Show, Adventure Time, and others fall under this weird definition. Also, here's the definition by me of an anime. An anime is any hand-drawn or computer-generated material, similar to a cartoon, that is focused on expressionism, uh, often resorting in a story arc of psychological nature to make a greater statement about the world around it through its work. Translated, anime is much darker because anime focuses on the human psyche and human desires and wants, as well as the world around it. Most anime that is made has a greater statement on the world around it. From some anime's overuse or or little use of technology to things like samurai code, to things like an honor code, and even death and life itself and who should have power over it. Anime is used as a form of greater expression. It is, it is used as kind of a magnifying glass on the world around it. Yes, anime greatly, much like cartoons, entertain, but animes are trying to drive the point home through a 26 episode arc of how the creator feels about the world around it, or something that he just cleverly observed that he couldn't do through traditional cartoon expressionism. Cartoons like My Little Pony, see my cat review, to find out my opinions on the show, are a great example of the perfect modern day cartoon. 30 minutes 30 minutes of fine entertainment, but with a little moral message sprinkled in. It's not trying to be overly big upon itself. Shows like Regular Show, Adventure Time, SpongeBob SquarePants all fall under the traditional cartoon definition as well as my own, while anime, well, practically mostly all of it, fall under this definition. Shows like Robotech, Gundam, Back Black Butler, Eureka 7, upon others, try to use my new definition of anime as the centerpiece of their expressionism. Why is this important, you ask, to bring this up? Because the first, the cartoon, not the latter, the anime, is starting to become a dying art by this definition. To make a modern day cartoon nowadays, yes, takes a lot of money and takes a lot of guts, but I think people have lost their way in the making of cartoons. They try to make a global statement through these cartoons, especially shows like Regular Show that are based upon real life situations. That's not what a cartoon's task is supposed to be, head writers. A cartoon's task is to entertain for 30 minutes, not to tell us how boring regular life is. Come on, yes, it can be funny for a gag or two, but the cartoon is missing its point. If it had more of an anime expressionism, a little bit dark, almost like a slice of life drama that Japan does all the time, a show like Regular Show would have been widely more accepted. Meanwhile, anime still continue to live by this new code and credence by getting even darker, even more expressive, even going uber violent to show this expression on how the world works. Just look at Dead Man Wonderland as a case study for my new definition. Its overall point is criminals are no different than slaves, no matter how old they are. And that trying to keep things that you don't understand in prison can be even more of a threat to society than actually understanding them and letting them loose. Dead Man Wonderland is more of a statement on the world's uber commercialism. People willing to willing to watch people give up their own lives and their own souls for the greater point of entertainment. And because we're criminal, and because each of the characters in Dead Man Wonderland are criminals, we don't think of them as people. In other words, Dead Man Wonderland is a statement on the disconnect between people understanding people and society's overgrowth for entertainment at large. It is a bloody, violent statement. And that is the kind of statements that anime makes. Cartoons can't physically or possibly make this great of a statement. That's why Legend of Korra is more of an anime, not a cartoon. That that is also why Ben 10 is more of an anime, not a cartoon. And Symbiotic Titan is more of an anime, not a cartoon. Just by the sheer notion of how they're written and how they're expressed, they're not cartoons. They're animes. But here's the kicker. Cartoons are going the way of the dodo. Other than My Little Pony, whose presence has made it an internet sensation. Car- cartoons cartoons are very rare in this day and age, even by my definition. And even the parents of today don't even know how to define a cartoon to an anime, let alone the creators, writers, and people up in the business seats themselves. That is why shows like the Looney Tunes show often lose their way in proving a point, while shows like Ben 10, Code Lyoko, and others become global phenomenons. It's because they understand what they are and they use their expressionism to the best as an anime. Cartoons as an art form, however, are one in a dying breed. So how do we solve this problem, you might ask my fellow Ethiopians? By, well, making more cartoons and supporting cartoons like My Little Pony to show that the new definition of cartoon can work. Trust me, cartoons aren't dead. They just need to evolve to the newer definition and stop trying to teach a bunch of messages. In other words, it's cartoons' overuse of trying to teach people something that gets people confused. Keep it simple, keep it entertaining, and then maybe, just maybe, we can save the old art of the cartoon. Yes, anime may rule the roost, but it doesn't mean the one that was there needs to be neglected. I'm Leo Reliant 59. Live life by the code.